South African rugby is the world standard on the field of play, and as stocks rise with every single trophy and victory, off the field, SA Rugby has also been tirelessly trying to match the achievements on field by making the right moves. To talk about all things off the field of play, we've roped in SARU Chief Executive Officer Rian Oberholzer. Rian, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We know there's been so much change and so much evolution in the game. South Africa left Super Rugby, primarily due to geographical changes, financial pressures. We know that New Zealand and Australia obviously made their decision to form new domestic competitions. And then we ended up joining the Northern Hemisphere's United Rugby Championship. It turned out to be the best decision for us, or a great decision for us. And now we're in the position where we're looking at some of these decisions and how it's really impacted our game and the trajectory it's given us. So let's just talk about what you've seen as the evolution of South African rugby and some of the goals that you still have on the horizon.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. Yeah, the move to the north was actually a blessing in disguise for us. We are now playing in a competition where our traveling is not as severe as it used to be. Our teams are performing well, and I think that was a huge step forward for us. I think also what was important for us was our reset that we had and the way that we approach our teams, and specifically the national teams, and then also the if I can say, genius of our coaching staff under the leadership of Rassie Erasmus have really put us at the next level. Our high performance reset helped us tremendously with our women's game and positioning our women in the top 8 of rugby in South Africa. As you mentioned, our under 20s and our won the World Championship. Our sevens have won this weekend again. So on the field, it's going extremely well. And I think we've got that right. So what we have to concentrate on is our off-the-field performance as well, the way that we look at ourselves as an organization. Are we still fit for form? Are we moving in the right direction to ensure these successes on the field continues well past this year and next year?
Well, I mean, that leads me to my next question, because if we are performing on the field, yes, the players have something to do with that. Yes, your coaching structures play a pivotal role there as well, but it is because of your structures off the field. What are you changing? What are you trying to implement? I know that you did not so long ago say that you want women's rugby professional by 2026. Are we still on track for that as well?
Yes, we are indeed. So we in the final stages of finalizing our professional women's league that will kick off next week. We hope to have 6 teams that will perform, and we believe that is the first step in, first of all, giving our women a fair opportunity to be professional rugby players, but also to prepare them so that when 2029 comes, the next Women's World Cup, we're in a position to win a medal. And that is what that's what we are striving to do. So we believe that a professional women's league will dramatically assist us to take our women to the next step, as I said, so that they can compete in 2029, not only for playoffs, but for the title.
I mean, you mentioned Rassie and the role that he's played as well, and I'm just so interested in the success that South African rugby has been able to engineer. What do you think it is about the culture that you've instituted, perhaps some of the softer points that you've never had an opportunity to share with us? And now that Rassie's contract has been extended to 2031, what structures are you putting into place to ensure that he has a successful handover when his time comes?
Well, that is all part of the succession planning, and that is all part of the next phase and the next series. A period of time that Rassie is coaching is to start to look at the succession planning, but not only for the men's team. We have to look at the women's team. We have to look at our under 20s, our under 18s, and our sevens team. So we are happy, and we announced a while ago that Sway's De Bruyn is staying on as the women's coach until the next World Cup. So that is a positive step for us as well. We're moving away from a cycle of coaches coaching for one World Cup cycle, and then we feel it's important for them to change. We're now in the process of, if it's working and the coach is having success, is to keep him him or her on for the next phase, and in that period bring the next coach through that will take over from them. So we're quite stable now for our men's and our women's team, the women until 29, the men until 31, and it gives us ample opportunity to ensure that the succession planning is in place when these two coaches step down, that we have the right coach in place to take over from them.
You obviously need the right commercial partnerships when it comes to succession planning for coaches, for the entire organization as well. What do you do to ensure that your commercial partners understand your long-term vision and goals and the investment then that they need to make to ensure that that can come to pass?
Well, when we did our reset on our commercial program, we went to all potential sponsors and said that you cannot sponsor only the men's national team. If you want to sponsor South African Rugby, you have to sponsor it across all our teams. And as you can see, we've achieved that with our sponsors, FNB, Pick n Pay, Coca-Cola, Betway, etc. All are now not only the sponsor of the men's team, they are now the sponsor of the women's team, the 15s, the men and women, the sevens, the under 18s, the under 20s. So that was the first one. So if you want to sponsor, you sponsor all the teams, and I think that helped a lot as well. And then through the communication that we have with our sponsors, they understand exactly what we are trying to achieve. They understand exactly where we are going, and they support that. They fully support that. And without strong commercial partners, our national team cannot be successful. So it's a virtuous circle. On the field, we have to perform so that sponsors, broadcasters are interested in our product. Once they're interested in our product, that money then gets spent back into the system, in the pathway system, for our players our up-and-coming players, to ensure that the national teams always have strong representation and strong teams. So it's as I said, a virtuous circle. The one fits into the other, and the one cannot do without the other. Without a successful team, we won't have successful commercial partners. So that is the story for us. Yeah.
Rian, before I let you go, quickly, the Nations Championship, many people criticizing, but many people excited about it. Does it not take some attention away from World Cups and other tournaments of that nature?
No, not really. It actually just gives some more status and stature to what we've got in place at this moment in time. Every year we do have incoming tours, and we have the Scotlands, the Northern Hemisphere touring us, and then we go at the end of the year to tour them, and then it's just like friendlies. Now we're actually playing for a league. There's no reason to play these matches. It will ensure that the teams pick their strongest teams when they come into South Africa. It gives extra impetus to try harder and to be more successful. It creates more commercial opportunities for us. So it's a massive step forward, and it will not in any case demean the World Cup. The World Cup is still the pinnacle of competition of rugby. This is just a add-on that is long outstanding and overdue.
Rian, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us. There is always so much to chat about when it comes to South African rugby, but we're talking about things off the field of play.